Okay, here we have another example, and our directions, which I know they were on another page, so let me read them to you, said for each pair of equations, give the slopes of the lines, and then determine whether the two lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So we need to find both of these slopes first. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite both of the equations side by side so we can look at them first. So there's our first equation. And here's our second equation. All right, so let's just concentrate on one at a time. I want to solve this equation for y, so I want to move this 8x over to the other side to get rid of it. So now we have negative 9y equals, I'm going to put the x's in front, so negative 8x and positive 6. Now, I want to get y alone, so I'm going to divide everything by negative 9. Remember, we want to get rid of both the 9 and the negative. So now we have y equals, over here, we can't reduce down 8 over 9, but negative divided by negative is a positive. Those would cancel each other. So that becomes 8/9 x. Here we have a positive 6 divided by a negative 9. Well, positive divided by negative is negative, and 6 over 9 will reduce down. 3 will go into 6 2 times, and 3 will go into 9 3 times. So this tells us that we have a slope here of 8/9. Remember, our slope is what's in front of the x. Okay, so that's one of them. Now let's do the second one. So we want to get y alone. So we're going to subtract 8x from both sides to remove that. So now we have 6y equals, again I'm going to put the x's in front, so negative 8x and negative 5. Now we want to get y alone still, so I'm going to divide everything by 6 to get rid of that. So we have y equals, here we've got a negative divided by positive, so that will be negative. And 8 over 6 will reduce down. 2 will go into 8 4 times, and 2 will go into 6 3 times. So that's negative 4/3 x. And then we have minus 5 over 6. Or you could again look at it as a negative divided by a positive is a negative, and 5/6 will not reduce down any. Our slope here is negative 4/3. That's what's in front of the x. Okay, now looking at these are not parallel. In order to be parallel, they'd have to be the same slope. These are not perpendicular either, because in order to be perpendicular, they have to be opposite signs, which they are, but they have to be reciprocals of each other. These are not reciprocals, so these are neither parallel nor perpendicular. Now, I thought that was very interesting because looking at this to begin with, you see the same number in front of the x, you're very tempted to say that they were parallel. But you absolutely can never ever tell until you get them in the right form. It has to be that way.